I'm back from PAX Down Under, which means I'm back to creating content for you fine folk at home. But before I can get officially back on the content bike, I figured I'd take you for a bit of a spin around some of the most exciting, fun, and best games that I got to see at PAX Australia. Even though there were so many awesome games there, I've limited this list to 4 of the most unique and ones that really stood out to me. From a feathery Dennis the Menace to a society that appears to be full of rejected Mr. Men characters. This list contains some of the most interesting, weird, gorgeous, and downright fun games that I got to get my hands on. So without further stalling, let's slip into number 1. Gris is a product of beauty. The whole thing almost looks like an abstract painting just come to life. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words, and although none were spoken by a protagonist Gris, the world told stories far beyond my imagination. Getting my greasy little hands in the game triggered flashbacks to playing Journey, and that's the best way to describe this adventure. It feels like a 2D journey, from its use of scale, its beautiful original score, and its puzzle-like platforming. While elegantly tiptoeing through Gris's detailed and varied environments, I wondered what else the game had in store for me. It wasn't long before I came up against a fascinating and terrifying foe. But Gris is not about fighting your foes, it's about overcoming them, like an emotion that you don't know how to deal with. Gris is falling onto the eShop on December 13th. Make sure it falls onto your watch list. What if Crypto the Necrodancer met Diablo in a Disney themed bar? Well, I've got no idea, but Soundfall is amazing and everything that I want in a rhythm adventure game. For those of you who have played Crypto the Necrodancer, you're going to be instantly familiar with the concept of Soundfall. And for those of you who haven't, well, you hack and slash, shoot and dash, but the trick is that everything is timed to a beat. Time your button presses correctly and you'll be bouncing off the walls, laying the beat down on your enemies. Mess up your timing and your beat down will turn into a tickle parade as your attacks lose their oomph. The tunes in Soundfall were music to my ears, and we've been promised a variety of songs, from rock, pop, and more in the final game. The demo that I played, it didn't have loot implemented yet, but I could feel the Diablo inspirations breaking out of hell and into Soundfall's world. Though they did end up saying to hell with you Diablo when it comes to the art style, and thank heavens for that, it suits the music genre so well. Neon sound waves light up the environments and attacks, and a soft underpalette helps these really shine. Along with the music, I couldn't stop my body wanting to shake its tush to the timing. You may have to wait a little while before you can shake your tush as well, as Soundfall is still a while away. But the devs have promised me they're working at the speed of approximately sound to deliver the goods. If you have a pet, then you understand that animals, they're sometimes just jerks. And that's what makes Untitled Goose Game such a good concept, because I finally understand why animals are the way they are. Because it's hilarious. Although I waited over an hour to waddle my way through the 5 minutes of Goose Game demo, it was worth every second. Walking away, one thing was clear. It's not collecting items for a picnic that made the game fun. It wasn't puzzling my way into the garden or carefully sneaking items past the groundsman. It was the fact that I was doing this while being a downright menace to society. Have you ever played the evil character in a Fable game? Or thrown someone into a pit in Super Mario Bros. U? Then you, of all people, will understand the simple pleasures of jerkism. Now, if I can just get past the whole I'm bad and that's good thing for a second, there are other things here that we should appreciate, such as the simple art style, which gives birth to its own brand of comedy. And I'll tell you a little secret. Kids love this game. And when kids love the style and adults love the goose, now everyone's happy, and I can promise you this game is going to be the next indie hit. Untitled Goose Game is currently the unfinished Goose Game, so we're going to be waiting to sometime early next year to get our goose on.
Yo.
It's kind of hard to play Pikuniku without a smile just slathered across your face. The game is a 2D dystopian adventure game that reminds me of being in like an RPG town, except everyone has lost their damn minds and is bat poop crazy. I'm not sure if I was creating havoc or trying to solve it, but whatever happened, the end result was giggle worthy. Pikuniku is like a bad mum who takes their kid to the playground and says, I'm off for an hour, why don't you just talk to the other kids, and if you get bored, try kicking stuff. But here's the thing, every kid in this playground has problems. And that's not to mention the shady dude handing out free money. As the only kid in this playground that's not 2 dice short of a Mario Party, it's up to you to keep a mental log of all the problems littered throughout this crazy institution, so that as you explore the world, you can start to tick off some of the problems as solved. I got to try the 2-player mode as well with a good friend of mine, Sam. Now this mode has separate challenges that range from working together to solve physics-based puzzles, to racing one another in cars that have no right to behave so poorly. Both types that I played ended up in giggles and fun. All the good mums out there are going to be able to buy Pikuniku sometime before the end of 2018, which really isn't that far away. Anyway, that's going to do it for my list of 4 upcoming Switch games that I'm definitely going to be adding to my library. Now, why don't you let me know which one was your favourite? And remember, like button, subscribe button, you do you, and for everything Nintendo. Stay tuned to Nintendo Everything.